So today, Brie.
My favourite.
Everyone loves the Brie. Can be a little bit unusual to match wine with at times, but I'm really curious as to what you've picked today.
Okay, I have done an unusual variety. Done Barbera.
Barbera.
Yes.
I have never ever heard of Barbera, and when I look at the label, to me, I want to say Barbara.
Let's nickname it Barbs.
Barbs.
So
Barbs and Brie.
And what's the worst pronunciation you've heard of that?
Probably Brie over the years, so it's definitely Brie.
Okay, yeah.
So
Brie.
Bubs and Brie, B&B.
Bloody beautiful.
Love it. So with Brie, over the years, I've had it matched with bubbles, I've had it matched with Chardonnays, I've had it matched with Pinot Noirs, but you have picked a Barbera.
Yes.
So why the pick?
So Barbera is known as the people's wine.
The people's wine in what country?
So it's an Italian varietal.
Right.
And it's on the spectrum of Pinot and Shiraz, closer to Shiraz.
Oh, okay, because I've often matched before Brie with Pinot, and because of the similar medium body and sort of earthiness that comes through. So is that what's in the Barbera?
So that's where you get those congruent flavours.
Yeah.
However, you're also going to get a complementary flavour because there's quite a higher acid.
Yes.
So you've got the acid.
Okay, to offset the cream or the butter fat.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a whole mouth feel.
So let's pour, and I want
Easy
to
done.
ask my question of, I'm out with a friend, they want to trick me, they're doing a blind tasting, so they pour the wine, they don't tell me what it is, and I've got to smell it and guess.
Okay.
What am I smelling?
So I'll get you to...
Let's do the swirl, because what we need to do, if I remember correctly, is I am releasing the volatile compounds.
That's it. You can take my job from me.
Releasing the volatile compounds, which means I'm getting all the aromas out, so it gives me a better chance of smelling.
Absolutely. So a fun fact is that there was a wine judge and he had his nose insured for $1 million.
Oh, wow.
Because that was his job.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Okay,
So it does smell a bit like a Pinot to me.
Yep. So you've got those kind of spicy flavours.
Okay, spicy, chili?
Not chili.
Okay,
No, we're
what's
thinking
spicy?
like a bit more like a pepper.
Okay.
So you also probably get like a red fruit.
And when you say red fruit, any fruit that's red.
Yeah.
So-
Although this is going to sound silly because with the Barbera you get like a dried strawberry. I don't know how often that comes across.
See, this is the wine talk. Herbaceous. Oh, rosemary, no, capsicum. Oh, red fruit. Oh, dried
Dehydrated strawberry, Sheree. Okay, so maybe we'll think red currants, red cherries.
Okay, red cherries, red currants, dried strawberries, raspberries?
Raspberries, and then that bit of spice.
And spice meaning pepper.
Meaning
See, why
peppery.
wouldn't they just say pepper?
Because
Oh, we're going to rewrite the wine terms, I think.
spice and everything nice, Sheree.
Yeah,
Okay.
wow, okay.
And swell in your mouth. It's got that
Wow, that's smooth. I was
Smooth.
expecting it to be not smooth.
quite acidic, yeah, you'd think
It's
so.
acidic but smooth.
Yeah.
And I do remember
round.
you telling me something,
Yeah.
and I'm very awkward when I do it. And you told me that when I sniff the wine, my mouth needs to be open.
Semi-open. Look, I'm not even going to say I know where I heard that from.
So apparently a serious...
I heard it on the grapevine.
So a serious wine smeller is sort of going like this.
So that's
See, I
just
can't do it.
a subtle opening of the mouth.
Anyway, and it's probably my theory of when you are eating the cheese, shut your mouth and blow out your nose.
Yep.
This is the opposite. This is breathe in and open your mouth.
It's really the most unattractive way of eating and drinking
you
that
go.
we're telling you of.
There is actually rules about cutting brie of all cheeses.
Okay.
And it's a little bit like imagining that this is a birthday cake. So imagine it's a Black Forest cake. Everyone's getting ready to have a piece. You don't just come along and go like that. You don't just take all
Etiquette.
that.
There's
it's
cheese cutting etiquette.
And
yep.
so you treat brie and all surface ripened cheeses, which I'll get to in a minute, as if it's a piece of cake. So you're cutting a wedge. And look at that beautiful gooiness that we've got
zoom
there.
into this.
Yeah, so we can have a look at this beautiful gooiness later.
And now can I ask, why did you choose the paste? Quince paste?
I did, and again, it's this whole sweet, savoury thing going on here. It just goes well, and also I thought it matched the colour.
And our outfits.
There we go. So
thank you.
the other thing I want to say about Brie and the etiquette is you can have this really big wedge of Brie as well.
Yep.
And if you just come along and cut the middle out, that is literally like there being a cake on the table and you taking the middle. And in France, they'll just go, you greedy, uneducated little Australian. You're pointing the Brie and you're not understanding the concept of the Brie.
Yep.
So let's eat it, and then I'm going to tell you about the concept of Brie in the surface mould. So
I'm gonna taste it, and I've got a word, an adjective.
Okay,
for it.
let's eat.
Okay, so wait, we're doing the
Oh
wine.
yeah.
So lubricate the mouth.
Or strip it.
Okay, so yep, the acids strip the mouth.
Go.
So Sheree, what is on the outside of this Brie?
Yeah, so I'm going to just turn it around so we can have a look and show you that we've got all this oozy cheese on the inside, and then there's this light layer of white. And this is where people can get a bit confused and they don't understand that this is white mould. And we grow this and it goes all fluffy and downy in our ripening rooms.
Yep.
And it's only when we wrap this cheese ready for sale and to continue to ripen that it flattens into this rind. But without white mould, we don't have the beautiful oozy Brie and Camembert. We have a semi-firm, slightly salty cheese, almost like a feta. It's the white mould, two fancy words, proteolysis, lipolysis.
Please explain.
Okay, so cheese is butter, fat, and protein.
Okay.
And milk protein. So the white mould with proteolysis is breaking down the protein, and through lipolysis is breaking down the lipid, which is the butter fat, and it breaks it down outside in. And so this is why it's called a surface ripened cheese. Okay. And sometimes if you buy one of these cheeses and it's really hard, you think, oh, it's old and it's gone off. It's actually really young and it's a green banana. And so it's about the ripening and it turning into a yellow banana.
Well, I like that analogy.
Yeah, so right now we've got a yellow banana in terms of nice ripeness. And then it gets to the point where it can go black banana, where it gets really, really strong and really oozy. Okay. And that doesn't mean it's off. It just means it might be too strong for you. But understanding that there's this cross-section of ripening occurring and that the white mould is on the outside is about the French concept of always taking your wedge and not just taking out the middle.
Not being
selfish. Yeah, it's about having all of the cheese.
It's kind of a superficial cheese though.
Superficial. It's all about what's on the outside.
It's on the outside
but
that counts.
It's what's on the outside, but without what's on the outside, you really don't get what's on the inside.
And this is funny because it's a comparison to the blue cheese, which was all about what's on the inside.
Exactly, yes.
Getting quite profound.
We are. Yes, we are.
So on your packaging, I've seen double and triple cream.
Yeah.
What does this actually mean?
So there's a terrible marketing statement, but I just love saying it. And what it means is once on the lips, lifetime on the hips. But not really, not really.
No, and then Shakira said it.
No.
The hips don't lie.
Exactly. So there's a really boring scientific explanation on double and triple cream. It means double or triple the amount of milk solids in dry matter. And it's like, well, what does that mean? And what it means in practicality is really fun. It means we get cream and we pour it into the milk and make cheese.
So essentially triple cream.
Triple cream, double cream, party in the mouth. So tell me about the ultimate serving temperature for the Babs or the Barbera being red.
Okay, so Babs is quite a versatile wine. She can be the classic 16 to 18 degrees of a typical red full body wine. Yeah. Or we can chill her.
Oh,
yes.
At what temperature?
So I'd say honestly 14 to 16 degrees. So
so just 2 degrees
just
lower.
just a little. You can pop it in the fridge and it just, because there's that low tannins, it's like a wine like Pinot Noir.
Okay, so in
and also
summer,
enjoy chilled.
It's really hot, but sometimes I just want a red.
Yeah.
This would be the one.
And also for that man that's like, I just don't drink Pinot Noir or I don't drink Sauvignon Blanc.
What man says they don't drink Pinot Noir?
An uneducated one. Okay. So I've told you how Barbs can be either a chilled character or room temperature. What about Brie?
Brie is definitely best served at room temperature. And if you pull it straight out of the fridge, and the truth is we all do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're like, I just want some Brie.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want some Brie.
It's a bit like having really hard cold butter or chilled red wine. and leaving it at room temperature, so for 1 hour or 8, you know, just leave it. It gets softer, it gets fuller flavoured, much better mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Now, for those moments where, you know, I just want Brie right now, it's not ideal, but it's better than just pulling it out of the fridge. Put it in the microwave, but be very careful.
Okay.
There's a word of warning. It's got to be on low, and you might just do 10 to 30 second intervals. You just want it to be...
You want that ooze.
You want the ooze, but you don't want it to be hot. It's just room temperature. And by doing that, you will get the best out of it. My rule of thumb is if it's got mould or maturation, treat it like a red wine. Room temp? Yep. If there is no mould or maturation, it's a fresh cheese, treat it like a white wine.
So chilled.
Chilled.
Beautiful.
When the Babs is open... Because you can chill it, like how are you storing it now? And how long have you got?
I'd probably just go with the usual red wine, like say 3 to 5 days, dark cool.
Okay, dark cool.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Brie,
I would say it's more about the storage of it once you open it.
Okay.
So Brie comes in breathable paper.
Breathable
paper. And you may not know it, like when you buy it, there are these slight perforations in the cheese, because what I didn't explain earlier is when the white mould breaks down all the fats and proteins, it lets off ammonia. Ammonia is like a natural byproduct.
And so for people who don't know ammonia, it's like chlorine.
And so you can think as cheesemakers, we've left cleaning chemicals all over the cheese. When it's literally just the byproduct. So the cheese is breathable to let the cheese breathe, to let the ammonia out, but keep the moisture in. So if you open the cheese and you've done it really carefully, you can sometimes wrap it back up in that, but you also don't want to let it dehydrate, because the movement of air in your fridge, that fast movement, can dehydrate. So this time I got one prepared earlier, and this is one of my favourite cheese making or cheese storing things, and it's the Tupperware cheese keeper. So what you do is you put the cheese
product
in,
placement
and
right there.
And I'm not endorsed, I just like the product. And this is a breathable membrane layer in this lid, and it acts like a cheese wrap. Keeps moisture in, lets the cheese breathe. And so if you sort of had some, put it back in the fridge, had some, put it back in the fridge, you could get about 2 weeks out of that. Or you just put it in a cheese toastie.
Yeah, I was just going to say 2 weeks, that's some strong discipline.
I know, but you never know. So now we're going to finish off, and I'd like TJ's fun fact.
Fun fact. The Barbera was actually believed to date back to the 7th century, so it's 1,000 years older than Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, wow. So really old.
Really old.
There you go. So thank you for enlightening me
My
all
pleasure.
about the Barbera. I hope you've learnt lots about the Brie. And so here's to demystifying cheese and wine.
One bottle at a time.
Cheese.
Cheese.